Get ready with me to goon on camera.
And welcome back to Cafe Phobia Pod.
Am I supposed to say something here?
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. It seemed like you're
I'm just going at it really slow.
okay.
Welcome to the Cafe Phobia, like every syllable.
Okay.
Phobia Podcast. What's up?
Hey, what's up? I'm Caden.
I'm Caden.
Nah. No, I'm not.
Okay, I'm Dylan.
Why
Hey,
not?
what's up? How y'all doing?
What's up?
What y'all been up to?
Y'all gonna say something?
Oh, we've been gooning all the time, Dylan. Oh, thanks.
Thanks, chat.
What's up? How you been?
I'm good. I woke up like half an hour ago, almost on the dot.
Boom.
No headphones. No headphones. It's weird.
Yeah.
I had to walk in silence, and I was like, whoa,
Whoa.
Vicky.
Whoa, Vicky.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I woke up a little bit ago, like not too early ago, but like,
Mhm.
a couple hours and just ate a little breakfast and now I'm here.
No brekkie.
Little breakfast. I'm still going to bed at like 4 a.m.
Ah, you love to see it.
I don't know why. I'm not even like doing anything productive. I'm just watching some TikTok and just be like, well, I get like, I'm not like, like I feel like that's like if you told someone that as a sign like, oh, are you doing all right? And I'm like, I think I'm doing okay. I'm just like bored, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just waiting for school to end, you
Mhm.
know?
No, I don't know. I've been doing this thing where it's like I keep putting off getting ready for bed, like brushing my teeth, doing my skincare and stuff. So I just lay in bed for
Mm.
like hours on hours and hours. And then eventually I'm like, I'll go do it. But it's already like 1 a.m. by then. So
Boom, boom.
boom, boom, boom.
I've been taking showers at like 2, 3 a.m.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I just have roommates, so I'm like, am
Oh.
I like?
Your roommates are up late anyway.
That's
though.
true. That's true. But I don't know. Like, I don't think like it. Like a shower is not like a real disturbing noise,
Mhm.
is it? I don't,
It's light
Just
light
light,
rainfall,
yeah.
pitter patter.
and then I've be either making like a little instant ramen that late
Okay.
too recently. I don't know. I'm just up, and then I started watching Succession, so
Mm.
I'm like 4 episodes deep now.
Okay.
It's boom. It's boom.
Five.
Bye. The one thing like I don't really like is like the dialogue, which I know like Succession fans would probably be like, that's the best part of it.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I don't like the dialogue that's like, fuck man, like, oh my god, you fucking shit bag, stupid idiot. And then they're like, it's like super fast paced, like boom, 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 like
Mhm.
everything's like a little quip.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
No, there's no real content in it.
But no, there is. It's just I don't like it like that.
Okay.
It's kind of just like, oh, what the fuck, man? Like, oh, you fucking, you know.
Mhm.
I said that when we watched Saturday Night,
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of that vibes.
Mhm.
But Succession and then TikTok
Mm.
and then
I think I accidentally got you back on TikTok with Pink Panther.
oh no, I mean I'm glad. I need to see all the updates because
Mhm.
she doesn't post on like Instagram.
She
and
doesn't. She exclusively posts on TikTok for some reason.
So I had to see all the like collabs she's doing like with Leve and then
Mhm.
I bought the vinyl, the
Of course.
Zeotrope vinyl or whatever. There was only like 2,000 of them, and like when I saw it was on the Instagram story.
Mhm.
When I saw it, I was like 1,400. And I'm like, ooh, damn.
God tap.
I was thinking like, should I buy this or should I not? And then I was like, oh, there's only 2,000. I'm gonna just buy it right now.
Mhm.
And I see people complaining like, oh my god, I didn't get it. It sold out. And I'm like, I got it.
Fuck you.
Hey, and I got the shirt too. Boom, boom, boom. So I mean, I don't know when they're supposed to come in because the album isn't out yet.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Whenever I get it, it's gonna be a good day.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have a new shirt to
Little
wear
reward.
on the podcast.
Mhm.
It's a little like P and like buttons and stuff, like,
Mhm.
and then it just says Pink Panthers on the back. So
Okay.
pretty chill, pretty chill.
Chill.
But I don't know. I'm excited.
Not since I just rode out of bed today, I decided to wear my opium shirt.
Oh, nice.
And it's like little stinky vibes.
Really?
I don't know. I feel like opium. I just didn't get a shower this morning.
Oh,
you
okay.
know. Opium has that connotation. I feel. I don't know. At least in my.
In your
You know
head?
what I mean?
Like opium's got a stink.
A little
Connotation?
stink to it. A little funk.
Hmm.
Just a light. Just a light.
I don't know. I never picked that up.
No? Hmm.
I thought like, I mean, maybe is that I never seen that shirt. No.
It's the Destroy Lonely shirt.
Oh, okay. How's he doing? Is he gonna come on the pod or?
He's gonna zoom in. He's gonna zoom.
Okay, nice. But You got anything topics wise today? Or?
I've got actually nothing. I usually have like some semblance of a topic.
Okay.
I don't know. My only topic is I think someone's fucking with me. Like
Okay.
I showed up to first off, I set an alarm to wake up for this podcast. Alarm just didn't go off, you know. I showed up to an exam yesterday. An exam that I've been studying for. I've, you know, like I don't know. I placed a lot of weight in and I was like, all right, this is important. You know, I studied a whole bunch the night before. I show up early. I'm rushing to get Scantrons before all this stuff. And then I walk in the classroom and people are already testing. And I'm like, what?
I thought they were. Oh wait, yesterday.
Yesterday. And I'm like, okay, am I late for this? So I start like looking around for the people I normally sit with in class. Not there.
Oh.
I look at the teacher. Oh, that's not my teacher.
Boom.
I forgot that they moved finals. I don't know. I knew that, but I thought that the test was like yesterday. But I guess I just had the wrong day, and I actually have 2 finals back to back early as shit on Monday.
Oh.
So that's a boom. But I just interrupted other people's final.
Dang.
Boom.
They just moved it on you like that?
Yeah, no, it's just not at the normal class time, and I guess I just didn't know. I don't
mean,
know if
that's pretty
just assumed.
usual. Right?
Yeah, no, I don't know where I got the notion that this class was at that time, you
Mhm,
know.
yeah.
But I don't know. For some reason in my head, I just thought it was normal class time.
Damn, that sucks though. Back-to-back exams.
Yeah, I think one's at like 7 to like 10 or something like that, like some long ass period. And then the next one's at like 10 to something.
Oh damn.
So, or I think it's like 7 to 9:50 and then 10 to something.
Oh shit.
So that's going to be a fun day, but
Do you think you need all the time though? Or?
I don't think so. And I'm hoping, I think I can just leave whenever I'm done.
Yeah.
But it is like 100 question exam, at least for one of them. So
Okay.
It's going to take a good minute, but
So who's fucking with you?
I don't know. Some fucking little gremlins or some shit.
I think it's you.
No.
The guy inside the brain.
No. My mistakes being my fault? No.
No. They're
No?
just. There's someone tricking you inside your brain.
Exactly. There's a little fucking gremlin inside my vents that's turning off my alarms and secretly brainwashing me for when my exams are.
Boom.
Boom.
I'm in like grade purgatory right now.
Okay.
So I finished like everything.
Mhm.
I got like one little thing left. And now I'm just waiting to see like when stuff is graded. So like now my
okay.
grade is just going up and down, up and down. I'm like, shit, I'm kind of scared. Like, are they gonna send me to hell or are they gonna send me to heaven? I don't know.
I had one class I was in that for, and then they just never graded anything.
Oh, okay.
They just said no.
No,
No.
it's nice. I don't know. I hope good grades, and
Hopefully.
then just nice little chill rest of the week, and then I don't know, a good summer, you know.
Good summer. I've been looking forward to summer because I'm hoping I don't have to retake this class. So I'm hoping, you know, for good grades with that. But recently I've been looking forward to summer. I'm like, I need a little break. I think I'm very burnt out right now.
Okay, yeah.
And I have been for like a month or so, you know. But I don't know. A little break.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I was super burnt out at the start of the semester. Like January, February, I was not locked in. I was
Yeah.
just like, I'm just doing these assignments. Then I'm like, I got to March. I'm like, oh shit, I need to start working on these like
Yeah.
finals. And then I don't know. Now I'm just kind of like, I just like a good break. And then I want to do things this summer, like go to the beach.
Mhm.
I know you don't like the beach, but
I'm horrified of those. But I want to go to the beach even though I am horrified of the ocean. Like it just seems I hate sand. I'm terrified of the ocean and it's hot as hell outside. So I don't really like the beach, but I like the idea of the beach. I like the idea of me listening to my little music, maybe reading a little book. I don't read really that often,
it's
but
nice. Yeah.
maybe I'll start. But I like the idea of the beach a lot more than actually going to the beach. So I'm holding that picture of the beach in my mind for us going, you know.
I'm a sitter on a beach. I'm not really a swimmer,
Okay.
but I kind of want to do more swimming.
Okay.
Like I'm usually just like sitting on the beach, eat, and then read my book,
Mhm.
and then walk. Maybe like I'm a walker most
Okay.
but
Mhm.
I want to start snorkeling more.
Mhm.
because I went on a cruise and like that shit was awesome.
Mhm.
And then I don't know, just swimming. I really like swimming and stuff, and I'm a pretty strong swimmer. But I don't know, I never really do that at the beach. I'm just kind of like I don't go too far out. Also, I just kind of like chill where I can still stand. You know
You know what I want to do?
what?
I want to build a sandcastle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah,
No, I want to build a little sandcastle. And
I haven't done that in forever.
I haven't either. And it's like, who's going to stop me?
No one.
No one.
It's fun.
Yeah. You got a problem with me building a sandcastle?
No, I just said it would be fun. Yeah.
Exactly. No one's going to stop me. I'm going to build a sandcastle.
Okay.
Okay.
I said it was gonna be fun.
No, I just wanted to make sure no one had a problem. Hey, Asian Joe, you got a problem with me building sandcastle? No, he's good with it.
Nose. Nose. He got out. Nose. He's just talking to nobody again. No, sandcastle, little book. Okay. The shower at the beach is essential.
Oh, yeah.
Essential.
Mhm.
You need that. If it doesn't have it, you're fucked.
It's over. It's over. Go home already.
And also good food. Like my family,
Mhm.
we used to all, like my dad's side of the family, we used to all go to the beach, right?
Mhm.
We get banh mi, we get fried chicken, and we get like food like from Publix and stuff like that. And that was a lit ass time. And like a little dessert maybe.
Lit
Like,
epic fam.
maybe like flan or something like that.
Ooh.
That shit's gas. Like that's for me like my ideal like beach food and stuff. I mean, I don't know if I'd bring banh mi because it's like it's pretty messy and stuff. And I don't like to me like a good beach food is like Publix fried chicken or like Popeyes fried chicken.
Okay. Okay.
And then you get fruit and stuff, and then a little like cookie or something, you know, a little dessert.
Okay. You see, I never had that. I had that homemade turkey sandwiches or something if we're going to
No,
the
you
beach
need
or
something greasy at the beach. I don't know if that's like true or not, but like I think you need something kind of nasty for your system, you know.
I don't know. I've never experienced. I
Dude,
don't
fried chicken at the beach is fire.
know. Five.
And I feel like I can cook now more,
Mm-hmm.
so I'd probably bring some other stuff, like maybe some onigiri or something like that, or I'm trying to think, or just like bring more desserts and stuff, and maybe like some snacks, like some chips or something.
Mhm.
Like that's a good idea, like beach food for me.
Uh-huh.
I'm game planning, okay, because
Okay.
I really want to go to the beach this
Mhm.
summer, but I'm game planning like what I need to bring.
Mhm.
And also, you don't go to the Publix near your house. You have to go to the Publix
The bumfuck Publix.
next to the beach. Yes. No, those Publixes are nice next to the beach.
Hmm.
I mean,
I haven't been in long ass time.
my family used to do is like we used to get like the fried chicken and stuff like in the morning. So we'd go to the Publix next to my house,
Mhm.
and we'd always go there and get a glazed donut first thing in the morning.
Okay.
We get the fried chicken and we head out and stuff.
Hmm.
But I'm saying it's better vibes when you go to a Publix near the beach. They know what they're doing over there. Like
Mhm.
they get it. They're beach people. And a little beach like cafe and stuff. Don't get me started. Like I'm literally gonna come everywhere. Like like a beach cafe.
I
That's
don't
so
think
nuts.
I've
Like
ever seen
when
a
you
beach cafe.
oh my god. Like when you can just roll in with your fucking flip flops on, and then you can just like I don't know. You can just sit and it's nice, and like the beach is still in sight. Or like a beach like fish like not like fish restaurant, but like bar food restaurant and stuff.
Mhm,
Get
mhm.
some wings, a fish sandwich.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
That's all I had to add.
Okay. Nice.
But I know I normally don't eat fish, but I've been on like a little fish spree lately. I
Okay.
guess that's the word for it. So I know I want to try like I would normally never get like a fish sandwich or something like that, but I mean
Ooh.
that's kind of like the whole point of those restaurants, you know.
Nice fish sandwich.
I'm curious.
Like what kind of fish?
I like tuna a lot.
I mean, like
Um,
on your fish eating spree.
I've just been eating like a lot of sushi. When I say spree, I mean I've mainly been. It's just sushi.
Oh, okay.
It's just sushi now that I think about it. But I've tried like I tried to cook my own fish or stuff like that, and it's like it's come out okay. So I don't know. I want to try it like prepared well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I went to Key West with like my grandma and her husband, and that's all we did like every single day is just eat like fish sandwiches and wings and stuff. But like down there, it's like really good. It's really good. I think Key West is fun and stuff, but if you have a nice like, I want to do it on a boat. I'd rather just do it like in an Airbnb or something.
Yeah.
Or like a nice like not like a nice hotel, but like a hotel in like what's the city called in Key West?
No
Is it
clue.
just called Key West?
I thought
think-
it was just called Key West.
I think it's just called Key West. I'm thinking of the Keys like in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean Key West. Yeah.
Mhm.
Key West, like that place is super nice and stuff.
Mhm.
I just went for the first time like a couple years ago.
Mhm.
Like I don't know. Like I don't know if that's like crazy to say as like a Floridian, like born and bred, but
I don't know if I've ever been. So
The Key West. No, I think it's really pretty and stuff over there. And like the food's really good. And the beaches. And like I mean, I think a lot of people go there to go like fishing and stuff. But I don't know. I want to do more fishing. I haven't done it in a while.
I'm also scared of fish. Like, okay, I've learned that I'm scared of a lot of things with how unpredictable they are. You know,
Okay.
it's like I'm scared of like roaches or something like that
Me too.
because like I don't know. I think it's just because I can't predict what's gonna happen and they're so fast. Like I like fishing, but I don't like whenever you actually reel a fish up and then it's like, oh, I got to deal with this shit now. Like I don't want to touch it. And then it's flopping around. I'm like kind of panicking, you know? It's like, I know that's very much a me thing, but I'm scared of unpredictability.
Isn't everybody though?
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, are you able to touch that fish that you reel up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think to me, it's just like a higher extent. And it's like,
But isn't that the root of all fear is like unpredictability? It's the unknown. I don't know. That's how I view fear. It's not like I'm afraid of heights, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm very hesitant to go on like a roller coaster, but I can be persuaded. I can be persuaded to get on one. And I have rode like pretty big ones, right?
Mhm.
But it's not like I'm not having fun afterwards. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my, like usually when I get off a roller coaster, I'm like, oh my God, that was so fun, you know? But like when like leading up to it, I'm like, I'm pissing my pants, you know?
Yeah,
I'm like, oh shit. Like, I don't know what's going to happen when I get up there. And it's like, that's where fear comes from, you know?
yeah.
Like with fear of bugs and like, I guess like I'm scared of roaches too. Like, I'm just scared, like, you know, like what are they going to do? Is it going to start flying? Is it going to start like just running around? I don't know. That's how I view it. But
Yeah, I don't know. I think that makes a lot of sense. And I think that's true for like a lot of fears. But I don't know. I feel like it's.
like we both have a fear of like talking to women and stuff because we hate them.
Well, the thing is, like, the difference is I already know what they're gonna say every single time. They're gonna be like, "Yes, Caden, we want you," blah blah blah. And it's like how that's gonna affect my future, what I'm scared of.
See,
know,
yeah,
my
that's like
business
you don't know what's
opportunities,
gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah.
You're kind of scared of like, oh, what can this mean? You know?
Yeah. So, I don't know.
I'm honestly like, actually, no, I'm still afraid when I send like text messages and stuff.
Oh,
to-
I'm horrified.
I'm just like, But sometimes I'm like, fuck it, we ball and stuff and see where
Hey.
it takes me.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's like I'm comfortable texting the people I normally talk to, but like put me in a group chat with people I don't know super well. I'm not saying a word.
No,
No.
I don't know. I don't. That doesn't usually happen for me. So
It's currently happening.
I mean, yeah,
yeah,
But like, you know what? Like, it's not like it's a lot of group chats.
yeah.
I just say whatever
That's fair.
it comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
I thought even. No, but I'm not. Okay, this is a tangent to like feelers and stuff. Like, I'm
Go
not
ahead.
a person who really reaches out to people like to text message. You
Mhm.
know, like I'm not like someone to be like, oh my God, we haven't hung out in a long time. Like, we should hang out? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. For me, that's very rare.
I don't know. Like I have to be pretty comfortable with the person, or it's like I have been pretty comfortable with the person, and then I'm like, okay, it's been a little while. You're good. Like, I know it's been a little while. It really depends on the person and like how close I am with them, you know? Because like I have done that before, but I will say it's like it's pretty rare because sending that first text after like a month or two is just like,
Oh, a month or two.
or okay,
I mean, even
not that
longer.
long. Oh,
Yeah.
how long you talking about?
Like it's been like over 6 months and we haven't talked.
Oh no,
No.
nah.
For me, it has to be someone like I'm friends with, right?
Mhm.
But what was I gonna say? Oh, also, I'm like a one and done kind of person, like now and
Mhm.
stuff. Like you get one shot to like disrespect me as hell, and then like you're gone. I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah.
like people
You're
like
on the no list.
you're on the no list, especially with people like, oh, you want to hang out and stuff.
Mhm.
Like if they can't make it the first time, like sure and stuff. But if they don't try to reschedule with you or anything, you're gone. I'm sorry. You're cooked. You're out.
You're out of here.
You're out of here. It's just because, like, you know, like that's like the normal thing to do is be like, if you want to hang out, you know, if you don't want to hang out, just say no.
Mhm.
We don't need the tiptoe dance moves, you know, just say like, nah, I'm good. I feel like I'm becoming just like way more honest, you know.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's actually no. Like there's a way to be honest without being like rude, you
Yeah.
know. I think some people take honesty and they just say whatever they want and they're just an asshole. Like, oh, she's so ugly, blah 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 blah. You know, like those kind of things.
Yeah.
But I'm like honest when it's like, hey, like this is how I actually feel, and like, but I know how to be like tactful, right?
Mhm.
Like I remember we were at baking club. I don't know if you were there at one time, but anyways, this one dude's like handing out like treats or whatever and stuff, and then he like comes up and he's like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, what do you do? Like he like acted like he knew me and stuff, and I was like, and he's like trying to dap me up or whatever and stuff, and I'm like, you don't know me. Cause I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
when people just like act a fool in your face, I'm just like, you don't know me. You know,
don't
like
know
stop acting like my friend, you know? Like you could be like, hi, my name is this. What's yours?
Yeah.
Do that. Cause I don't like, what are you doing? Like you look stupid when you're coming up to me acting like I'm your friend when you could become my friend if you just talk to me.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's so dumb, you know?
That's just strange.
Right? Like I'm hella just trying to be more honest and like, but still be like nice within that. Right? Like, I don't know. Just, what am I thinking? Like when, like, I guess like honesty on like dating apps also. Like,
I was about to get into that.
like when someone's like, oh, I'm, like they're like, I really like when someone's like honest with me, and I just like, hey, I want to go on a date, and I'm just like, fuck it, let's see what
Hey,
happens.
why not?
But honest, yeah. Then I appreciate the people who are honest on apps. They're like, yeah, I'm not looking for anything serious, or oh, I'm only looking for marriage and stuff like that. I'm like, I appreciate you, you know, because you're not wasting anybody's time. You came here like for what you want, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. I struggle more with like conversational honesty, and where it's like I tend to agree with people without really thinking about it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially on like dating apps or something. It's like someone will just share an opinion and it's like, yeah, no, so true. And then I think about it later. I'm like, oh, you know, like, I know. I remember there was one, this is a really stupid example, but it's the one I can think of. Someone asked me like my favorite Tyler album or something. And it's like, Igor, of course.
That's my favorite.
And then I said, Call Me If You Get Lost, and then Cherry Bomb, because they said Cherry Bomb was their favorite. This is such like a random example. I don't know. Anyway,
Why didn't you say Igor?
No, I did.
Oh, you
I
did? Okay.
But I don't know. Anyway, I was just like agreeing with them. I don't know. I was kind of just agreeing with whatever they said because I was interested in them, right?
Okay, fair.
And
Actually, no, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, no. And then I kind of caught myself, and I literally like undid the text because I was like, okay,
I'm not being honest.
I'm not being honest, and it's like I've got to catch myself more with that.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. And then I don't know. This probably isn't related, but someone sent me a like the other day.
Okay.
Or a rose even.
Oh,
a rose.
a rose.
And I have a picture of me of they've all seen my Hinge now. I have a picture of me in a pumpkin patch on my Hinge.
Okay, yeah.
And someone told me you're the orangest motherfucker out there.
Damn. And they sent a
And
rose.
and
to
then they
somebody?
said JK.
Dude, some people like just send likes because they got something to say. You know, they're treating it like it's a comment section. They're like, I got something to say. I gotta tell you this, and it's like just disrespectful. And it's like, okay.
I don't know. I kind of like when I get that kind of stuff.
No,
though,
I
just
know
'cause
that one's
it's
like
so out there.
playful, yeah. But I don't know. Some people are just like wasting your time, you know, and they're just like, what? I just gotta say something to you. I'm like, okay. I don't know. I like honesty with like friends and stuff for me is like historically been very hard to like reason with. Like I remember like middle school friend groups and stuff, and it's like it's very hard at that age and even now, and like as I go older to tell someone like, hey, like, yo, stop doing that.
Yeah.
Like you're being obnoxious. You know, being obnoxious.
No, that used to be something I was just like incapable of. Even if people were making me like extremely uncomfortable, you know, I would just be like, okay, this is how it is. You know.
Yeah. Like what do you mean? Like example?
I don't think I can give an example on the mic, but I don't
Okay.
know. It's just like people would do things, and it's like, oh, I'm not really comfortable with that, whatever. But I kind of just have to deal with it, And it's like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example I can use, but
Okay.
Mm.
I don't know. I try to be forgiving in those cases because like we were super young and
Yeah.
stuff. Like we were hella stupid and like it's like it's something you just learn as you grow up and stuff. So like I never like I mean I used to like really hold it like against like people, but now I don't. Now I try to like understand like where people are coming from.
Yeah.
But I said that before when I'm saying like you play in my face once you're gone. I truly mean that still though. Like I guess I hold more leniency with my friends because like hey like if I want them to be my friend like they're gonna make mistakes and you just kind of got to be like whatever like not whatever but you just kind of like some things you just kind of got to swallow up and be like yeah it's fine.
Yeah.
But like with random people or, like people I'm trying to get to know to become my friend like you can't play in my face like one
What you
time.
doing?
Exactly, like how you can't be like disrespectful like when you're trying to become friends with someone, right? You know what I'm getting at?
Yeah, no, just like they kind of send out one red flag, and it's like, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like what people like shit on Instagram and stuff because it's either like corny or it's like weirdly political or just like the dumbest thing you've ever seen. It's like
What someone likes on Instagram is like a big sign of who they are. It's like I'll fully judge someone's character off of that.
I do too, but I don't know if that's like a fair assumption though.
I don't know. I think it's kind of fair. I honestly feel like it's kind of the most honest like perception of someone.
Really?
Because I feel like you get a glance of their humor and what they find like funny. And then at the same time, it's like, you can also.
Oh shit.
Oh.
No, it's okay.
Okay. Like, what their views are politically to a certain extent. But I don't know. I feel like you can get like a good view of someone off of that.
I can't get a good gauge of like people's humor through their Instagram
No?
likes. Like I guess like political opinions and like opinions in general, yeah, I can get a good gauge of like what they're like
Mhm.
what they're rocking with, Trump or like I don't know.
Trump or Hillary.
Trump or Hillary, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like some people's Instagram likes are just weird. Like why are you like liking horny shit on man and stuff?
No, that's kind of crazy.
Like,
That's
damn.
like I see that scroll. You don't like that and let that be known. Privatize.
Private, I mean, yeah. Like, hey, let's all be honest. We all watch those traps
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. That's all I watch.
Like that's all you see on TikTok,
Yeah,
that's all you
that's
see on
true.
TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and nothing else. No other content.
That's true.
That's right for everyone, right?
That's true. Also, like
I'm just joking.
following like porn stars and stuff, or like
That's just weird.
or like OnlyFans people on Instagram and stuff. Like I don't know. Is that weird? I don't do it. I'm just saying like is that because I see a lot of like actually no, I'm lying. I see like no. I don't know. I don't like the people I see like follow those accounts. Like I wouldn't expect it, or sometimes they're like women and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I wouldn't expect this. Not that like, oh, you can't goon if you're a woman. Like, of course you can,
Mhm.
but like, I don't know. I just don't expect it usually.
I
But
don't know.
I don't. I'm not like judging them though. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I would never, because I'd be like afraid someone would like catch me and be like, why are you following like a porn star? And I'm like, I don't know, they're hot, like, but like, you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. No,
Like, are people following like OnlyFans models for like the like funny videos they do, or like, is it because they're hot and that's totally fine,
I don't know, because I've had this exact same thought before. Like, should I follow this person? But I also don't want it to be like perceived as like, oh, I'm following them because they're a porn star. It's like, even though sometimes that is part of the reason, but there's also like, porn stars that make like YouTube videos and stuff like that.
Really?
know? Yeah, like
I didn't know that.
a lot of them are like Twitch streamers or something, and then they also do YouTube or
Okay, yeah.
something along those lines.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, they're also just like, I follow, what's her name, Peach Jars on or Twitter,
Who's that?
a porn star.
Okay.
And I don't consume her porn personally, but
But why not? Like, isn't it like? I mean, not saying why not, but like, that would be like the least strange thing you could interact with or content with, right?
Yeah, I suppose. Like, I know I don't see anything wrong with that. Let me make
Yeah.
that clear. I just like, I know I don't have an OnlyFans.
Okay.
You know.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. She just posts like really funny tweets, and
Okay.
I'm like, okay. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not on Twitter that often, but like, I don't know. It's just like, is this like I was thinking if this was on Instagram and someone like saw that I was following her, you know, it's like, would that be perceived as strange?
I mean, honestly, I do kind of judge people like that,
Yeah.
but it's just like, but you're free to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Like masturbate and chill or whatever. you know what I'm saying? Like chatterbait that shit up, joke made it. I don't know. Like do all those things. Like no one cares. Or like I don't know. I just find it funny that like it's like it like it goes beyond like just like when you watch their porn and then it goes to their Instagram too, and you're like, let me just follow that just cause. And I'm like, it's kind of like, well, you're not like, there's no porn on like Instagram.
Yeah.
You know? Like it's like borderline porn, but you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, because I feel like if I just like followed like hella porn stars, like not only follow, but like I followed hella like OnlyFans and porn stars, like I feel like people would catch on to that when they see those videos and be like, oh my god, Dylan's following all those people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, then they would be like, oh, all he does is just masturbate and chill. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just don't want to put that perception of me out there. Though, you know what? I like so much shit on Instagram that is like, multiple people have come up to me and been like, Caden, what the fuck are you liking on Instagram? People I don't interact with that much.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm like, what kind of perception of myself am I putting out there?
But
You
it's
know?
not like you like porn and stuff.
No, it's not like porn. It's like, I don't know. Some of my favorite accounts recently are showering with Pokemon, where someone like puts a 3D like Pokemon in their shower and then
Okay.
just sprays soap all over top of them.
Nice.
One is like a fart experiment where the guy eats a bunch of eggs and then goes and farts in public places. I'm trying to think what else.
But you wouldn't like someone's video of them shaking ass, right?
No,
But
no.
you see it,
I see it, but I
watch
don't
it
know.
a couple times, and then scroll. But if someone like if you followed that account, right, and someone else saw that, and also that porn star also made like YouTube videos or whatever, would they be like, oh, he's definitely watching just the YouTube videos? No. Like I don't know. Like is that not like it's not weird and stuff? And these people like who make porn like that, obviously like social media is gonna only help their like career and stuff. But like I don't know. It feels weird to be me who does watch porn and stuff to be like, oh, let me not like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's
Yeah.
some disconnect where like I'm like, hey, I'm totally fine with it, but I enjoy the content, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's say that in the lightest of terms.
Mhm.
But I wouldn't go and start following the accounts.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because it's like, I don't know, we're so sex positive and we've talked about this like, you know, before. And it's like we want to promote like, you know, just more comfortability with sex and stuff. But where's the disconnect whenever it comes to Instagram? Like, you know, it's like I don't know.
Like if I was being dead ass honest, I'd probably follow like not a lot, but you know, I feel even
Sure,
embarrassed to say
sure.
it, but I'd follow like some of them if I was
Yeah.
like really sex positive,
Yeah.
I guess, right? But like the judgment and stuff from like other people, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like why are you just following OnlyFans models? And also like if I'm trying to get into a relationship too, you know.
No, it's like I'd have to unfollow all these people. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Well, it's like I don't even actually. I'm not like a person who believes like, hey, like your sex drive just diminishes and now it's only like centered on one person when you get in a relationship. Like I don't think that's true, you know. And I'm not saying like I think people are lying to do that, but like I feel like it's a way to like it's like a very like not optimistic, like naive kind of way to look at like people's sex drive and stuff. And also, if like my girlfriend was like watching porn, like I'm not gonna tell her like, "Hey, stop watching that," you know. Or like if she was following like a sexy guy on Instagram, I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, unfollow." You know, like I don't know, like I'm not insecure in that regard. Does
Yeah.
that make sense? Like I
No.
don't know.
I agree somewhat, but I don't really see it as naive. Like I don't know. I was formerly in a relationship where my partner didn't want me watching porn, and I was fine with
No,
that.
that's
you know?
fine, yeah.
No, I think that you can just like, if you're being sexually active with someone, you know, it's like I don't see any problem with that being like exclusive, you know. But I don't know. I do think it is a bit healthier to like have your own respective like sex lives, I guess you could say, just like masturbating, you know, and then also have something together. Like I think that's I don't know, I guess a more healthier, just because I don't know, you're less reliant on each other in a way.
Didn't I
if
say
that makes
that, though?
sense.
Didn't I just say that? Though?
Yeah, I was agreeing with
Oh,
you.
okay.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, I just said this.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, no, I think that's fine. I don't know. Like, also, if it's just like a sexy dude who's like an actor or like musician, like, why are people like tripping on that? You know?
I don't know. Are people tripping?
I okay, maybe for like, I feel like, oh, like, why does he fall? Maybe I'm thinking of like a heterosexual relationship.
Okay.
First of all, so like that's all I know, right?
Mhm.
And I'm thinking of like, I guess maybe it's a stereotype, like when the girl's like controlling and like wants you to unfollow all these like sexy women on your page and stuff. But if it was like a movie and like, you know, like star or whatever, or like actor, like, or just like social media person, like, are you tripping off that? You know, like, are you being like, nah, you can't follow her or something?
Me
So,
personally,
I just put
no,
you in the
yeah.
girl's perspective, but you know what, like if it was your way around, like, oh, she's following all these dudes. And
Give me like an example of a person.
I guess like Sydney Sweeney is like a good example because she is an actress and stuff, but like a lot of dudes do follow her because she's sexy hot, which is totally fine, totally fine and stuff. But like if you know you get in a relationship and she's like, oh, why are you following like Sydney Sweeney and stuff? Like, are you that avid of a Euphoria fan? Do you like? I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
do you love her work that much?
I guess my question is like, you know, what Sydney Sweeney content do you consume? You know, is it like, are you on the Gooner side of Sydney Sweeney, or
but you can't
like,
really tell.
I know. It's like I personally, I'm like whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know.
If like you like if you were following her and stuff, like what like and your girlfriend or whatever is like, oh, why are you following her and stuff? You're like, you know what? I am gonna unfollow her because I don't even like you for her that much. Like I don't know. Is that weird? Like, I mean, I'm talking to Mike. Is that weird or?
I don't think it's. I don't know. Again, it's like that's something I would never like make my partner do, but it's like I can kind of see the mindset as to like how they would get there, you know?
Yes, but you just said it was okay just to like masturbate on your own, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's like I also think it's okay if people don't agree with that, and you know, it's like you said it was like a more naive take, like to be exclusive with someone like in that way, but I don't think so. I think that's like a completely normal thing to ask, and it's like it might, you know, I don't know. I think it might lead to a less healthy relationship, but you know, I don't know. I don't see it as a bad thing, if that makes sense.
Okay. Do you draw the line at like masturbation and like watching porn? Like, if someone was just masturbating like by themselves to their thoughts, is that different than watching porn?
No, I mean I don't draw the line there at all. I'm just
know,
saying
I'm
it's
just,
like
like-
in this hypothetical.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I don't know.
See,
I
I
kind of
just-
see it as the
The
same,
same thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I adapt. I don't know. It's like I think there's like a very like common thing that people do with like when they get in a relationship is that they want to like really restrict the other person. Like you only want to spend time with that person. You can only like have sexual desires for me, you know, and only like act upon them for me, right? And I feel like that's a very restrictive thing because I don't think that's how humans work, you know, in my personal belief, right? I don't think like when you're like at your happiness, you feel really restricted. You feel very like, oh, I need to be careful with like how I do, you know what I'm saying? And it's like I don't think that's how humans work, right? And when you try to like place like restrictions on your partner and like who they can even look at, you know, on Instagram or whatever, I feel like it's very like, oh, like you put like a lot of fear in the other person, right? Now, I'm not saying like, hey, if they're like being like obnoxious online, they're like following like hella OnlyFans models and they're like commenting like, oh my God, you're sexy hot. Like that's like, you can like draw the line there and stuff. And you can draw the line before that and be like, why are you following these people? It feels like you're just, you know, following them for sex and stuff. But like, it's like, I don't know. I feel like people go crazy. Like, okay, this is just saying like, I think. But like, I feel like people go crazy in a relationship and it's like you start to hold like super unrealistic standards for your partner. And I don't know if that's healthy necessarily.
I don't know. I feel like that's just an unhealthy relationship, you know?
But I feel like that's pretty common and stuff.
I feel like that is somewhat common. I don't know. It's like that's my perception of an unhealthy relationship where you draw all those restrictions. You know, it's like whenever you say stuff like that, I take it like a step further. It's like, oh, you can't have these friends or something like that.
That's
you
true,
know?
yeah.
And it's like, you know, I don't know. I feel like if you're starting to draw those lines, then it becomes unhealthy.
But I feel okay. I'm trying to like just talk about how like it's a tendency in people to want to like restrict their partner. You know, like when they get in a relationship, right? Because like it's jealousy also. Like when you get in a relationship with someone and she has like a guy best friend or whatever, not a guy, just a guy friend in general and stuff. Are you not like a little worried and stuff?
I don't know. It's like it really depends on the nature of their relationship.
But like when you first get in a relationship,
I guess like the thought always will cross my mind, but I wouldn't call it a worry, you know?
okay.
If that makes sense. Like, I don't know. I'll definitely think about it and like I guess assess it. But it's like, I don't know, I'm not typically worried about that.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like that is a tendency. Like, not like it's like people are doing it intentionally, but they do think it and stuff. And they're like,
Yeah.
Like they shouldn't talk to this other person, you know?
Mm.
Because it's just like, I think that's just naturally how it is. Like, you want to restrict the other person. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself. But like, when you get in like a relationship or even start talking to someone, like, you just want them to be focused on you, right? And that's like how I see it when it starts going beyond that. And you want to be like, oh, you can't watch this, you can't follow this person, you know, like it branches out that from like you want to like restrict the other person.
I don't know. I don't really see that as like how relationships tend to be. I know I see that as just unhealthy relationships.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, is that not the tendency though? To like, I don't know if like the majority of relationships are healthy, you know. Like I see people. Okay, I see people on Instagram and TikTok, so
Okay.
it's not a good representation. But I see people on like TikTok and Instagram, and like they complain about their partner so much. I'm like, why are you even with them? You know, like why do you like them? You know, it's like because you have so many like these standards you hold them to, which are sometimes good, right? You know, like being a good person and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, there's like so many like you're trying to like, I don't know, form like the ideal person, and like I don't know that's how humans work. I think humans like are flawed fundamentally.
Yeah.
Right? And I know that's like a really like abstract way to think about it, right? Because it's like, hold on, I'm gonna think what I'm saying. But I'm saying like when you like, I think that's like a tendency that people do and stuff in a relationship is like you want to restrict the other person. Not saying like they're doing it from like an ill, like intended place, but like that's just, I feel like that's a natural tendency.
No, I feel like it is a natural tendency because I mean that's part of what comes with a relationship. You know, it's like it's the restriction of just being exclusively with one person.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Most part,
not
most
every
part, yeah.
relationship. But I don't know. I feel like going beyond that, it's really just a sign of how strong that relationship is. You know, it's like a lot of
Yes.
partners can talk. It's like, oh, I find this person so hot. I find this person so hot, blah, blah, blah. They can have that kind of banter and have that kind of comfortability. And then it's like, there's a lot of people who can't. And it's like, oh, no, I'm going to draw that line there. And it's like, I don't want you really talking about how you find other people attractive with me.
Is that
You
not
know?
crazy though?
What's crazy?
Like that, like restriction and stuff. Like, oh, you can't say other people are hot.
I don't know. I feel like it's really just a comfortability thing. And some people like just don't reach a level of comfortability. It's like, all right, let me put it this way. Like, are you farting in front of your partner?
Yeah,
Yeah, but a lot of people aren't, you know?
but that's like dumb. You know, that's dumb.
Well, you might view it that way, but it's like some people want to maintain some sort of like privacy in a way. you
No,
know?
I think that's like you can't. Like that's something like you should probably just do. You know,
Okay.
if you hold your foot, like that's bad for you, right?
Okay. Let me take a step back. Instead of farting, are you shitting with your partner in the bathroom?
True.
But a lot of people are drawing that line.
So hold your. Okay.
You
That's
know?
fine.
It's just levels of comfortability, you know?
No, But you're saying you would never, like, if they had to use the bathroom while I'm using it. Oh, okay. If they were shitting and stuff, right? And I really had to, like, brush my teeth before I head out and stuff. You're saying, like, I'd wait there and just wait and not just, like, do it, you know? Like, brush my teeth?
Some people are like that.
But that's not, like, I don't know. That's just not, that's, like, a weird thing to me, right? That we don't.
But some people draw those lines, and it's like, you know, we're close friends, but I wouldn't let you come in and brush your teeth while I'm taking a shit in the bathroom.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you know? It's like, for me, it's just how comfortable you get with the person and what you are okay with. You know, there's different levels to it. And I don't think some of these behaviors are signs of healthy I do think that some of them are signs of healthy versus unhealthy relationships, but I don't think that they can be so definite, you know?
But why is that, like, I feel like in a good relationship, right, is that you let the other person live who they are, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you are part of that, right?
Agreed.
So, like, why is there these, like even then there's, like, barriers between people. Sorry. Like, there's these barriers that are like, oh, I can't, like, take a shit while I'm, like, she's brushing her teeth or whatever. I don't know. This is a weird example, okay? But
I don't know. I think it's just like a very,
like, is that not just, like, you want to be as open as possible with your partner?
I don't know. I think some people want to maintain some of those things to themselves, you know? And it's like, I don't want to share my sexual thoughts about other people with my partner because I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable. And
But I'm not saying that.
I don't want to be that open. But that's where this example started, you know? And then
No.
I took it to shitting in front of their partner.
No, I was talking about, like, the OnlyFans, like, following OnlyFans people or whatever on Instagram.
Yeah. But I mean, that in a way is sharing like sexual thoughts about other people.
Okay,
You
I
know?
I view it as like, oh, they're hot and stuff. I'm not saying like, damn, I want to fuck the shit out of her, right?
I feel like that's such a thin line though.
Is it? If like, okay, let me use like my hypothetical girlfriend example, right?
Okay.
Say she was like following, who's a sexy hot guy? Like Timothy Chalamet, right?
Okay.
She's following Timothy Chalamet and she's like, oh, he's so handsome or whatever, right? He's hot, whatever. Cool, yeah.
Mhm.
It's not like, okay, hold on, back it up. She's following him, right? I see that she's following him. I don't even ask her about it. It's like, is the act of following saying like, oh, I want him to fuck me? You know, like, is that what it is?
No, but I feel like there's such a thick line there between like,
Okay, maybe
actor
not
who's
Timothy
conventionally
Chalamet.
attractive.
Sorry, I meant
Let's just use the same example of porn star.
okay, a male
know?
porn star, right?
Yeah.
Huge dick. I've probably seen it, you know, watching
Okay.
porn, right? If she just follows him, right? Am I thinking like, oh, she wants him to fuck her?
Like, I don't.
Does she just not think he's hot or something? Or
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I'm not thinking that whenever someone is following like a porn star.
me neither. I just think they probably think they're hot, you know?
Yeah, but it's like is that not in a way like a sexual thought?
No.
No?
It's calling someone hot like is just saying that like, oh, I think they're attractive or hot.
Okay, if
or-
their main presence online is sexually,
yeah.
I'd say so.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Not just like saying that they're hot or something, but if you're like following them, it's probably like, do you know what I mean? Like
I kind of.
their main presence online is sex content,
Yes.
and then you are following them. You are probably following their sex content.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that a sexual thought?
I think it kind of alludes to it,
Okay.
you know?
Like, I don't know. Like, if we're okay with someone else following, like,
I
a
want to make
porn
it clear
star.
that I'm okay with that, you know?
no, that's
Yeah.
that's clear. I'm just saying, like, why, you know, like, I feel like this is just like a working thought. I don't know if it's like fully formed.
Okay.
But I think of like relationships are inherently, right? They start out with you are possessive of the other person, right?
Hmm.
And I think for a good relationship to happen, you have to work past these thoughts, right? You may get in a bad relationship where you're not possessive of each other, and that's just like a bad relationship. I don't know, or maybe it's like you're a really good person and I'm not. Okay, but like you know, I feel like it's typical to want to be possessive of the other person. You want to control what they're doing. You want to like but like you just want to like every facet of their life, you want it to be like some way centered around you,
Mhm.
right? And you have to work past these like restrictions. You can't put restrictions on your partner. Like obviously boundaries or whatever, but I mean like restrictions, right?
Mhm.
You can't put restrictions on your partner because it's not going to be healthy for them, right?
Mhm.
And it's just, and that way you're just trying to form someone in your image, right? And not let them live themselves.
I don't know. I'd say in the past I'd like 100% agree with you, but I kind of have like a different view of relationships now.
Okay.
And it's like how they come about. Like I see that as like, I don't know. I don't want to say unhealthy, but like a much harder way of a relationship coming, you know? And I see it a lot healthier being you each have your own independent lives and they slowly merge, you know?
Hmm.
And less trying to take control, you know, over each other and more trying to combine, you know, and find that overlap, you know?
Yes, but you want them to be able to do whatever they want to do because they're like their own human.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's what I'm saying. Right?
I don't know. I feel like what you're saying is, you know, you instantly combine.
No, I'm
And-
I'm saying like you have that tendency to want to restrict the other person, right?
How I'm viewing what you're saying is that you want to combine as much as possible at the beginning. You want to restrict the other person. You want to be possessive of them.
That's like what's people's tendency at the beginning.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm saying I disagree. I'm saying I see that as more of a sign of an unhealthy relationship. And
Yes,
it's
but
better
I
if
feel
that-
like I think most people stood out as like that.
I don't know. I don't really. In my first relationship, definitely, you know.
Okay.
But I don't know. I feel like that can't really be generalized to like such a big group, you know? I feel like a lot of people that doesn't really happen and that they are able to just combine their lives slowly and naturally, you know?
I don't know. I think it is the majority of people where you start out, I guess, more passionately and like want to like you're trying to like really form like this person is still like perfect in your mind, right?
Mhm.
And you have and you like that's why these like restrictions come up and stuff because they start like going off like your image of them, right?
Mm.
Like I feel like that's how most relationships start, and then like, but you develop a good relationship is like when you let them not have restrictions on them and you let them live their own life.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just whenever you say restrictions, do you mean like that's something actually being imposed or just like thoughts that you have?
And imposed.
I don't know. I don't really agree.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see that as how it comes about.
Like you don't think like you start off in a relationship like kind of being possessive of the other person and like you like want to restrict them and like, oh wait, this is actually like bothering me, but it's not like a real serious thing. I know that's like very like not like anecdotal or whatever. It's not like, you know, this is like just my perception of it, right?
No, I don't really. Again, that's like, I think it's very normal to have thoughts like that, but actually acting on them and like imposing stuff like that, I don't think so.
Really? I don't know. I think people do impose like the like possessiveness onto other people.
I don't know. I think that's a sign of an unhealthy relationship.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
like I feel like that's how like most relationships start out.
I don't know.
I don't think like a good like I don't think. Okay, I mean there are very good people out there and who are very like healthy and like mature and
Mhm.
stuff, right? But I'm just like I think like a majority of relationships like you start out not being the healthiest kind of relationship, right?
I don't know. I don't think I really agree with that.
No, okay,
No. I don't know. I think that like I'd say with younger people definitely, you know. It's just like there's this new obsession, you know? But I don't really think that's how like it comes about for most people, you know?
no, okay.
No. Mm.
I don't know. That's just what I find and stuff. But obviously, like, I don't know. I don't talk to many people in relationships, if that
Mhm.
makes sense. Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't really know. But like, that's how I view it. It's like, you start off in a relationship, like, here's my fully formed thought.
Mhm.
You start out in a relationship like very like intense with the other person. It's very passionate from the start, right? And in doing so, it's not a very healthy relationship, right? Because you don't have that separation between each other. And like when you get so close to that, like you want them to be perfect, because if like you lose hold of this like passion because they're not this like ideal person you have in your mind, then it's gonna be like, you know, you're gonna start becoming more and more possessive, right? And then like you not work around that, but you work through it, and like you develop like a healthy relationship once you start like not being possessive of the other person.
You see, what you just said with, like, I somewhat agree with, you have those feelings of like obsessiveness and possessiveness, you
Mhm.
know? But I think it's your job to catch that and stop that before it becomes unhealthy.
But I feel like you people just start out with that. Like people don't really think when they just get into a relationship. They're just like, oh, it's just this very like passionate, like romantic thing.
I know, I can disagree. I think that, like, you can't really generalize it to that extent. And it's like, you know, a good, rational person will, like, try to take the time and, like, actually
A
think it
good
through,
rational
you know?
person, but I don't think that's the majority.
I don't know. I think a majority of people are, like, thinking it through and trying to, like, maintain their own life, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
I don't know. Like I don't like. Maybe it's like an adult thing, but I don't know. I don't really think that. I think a lot of people just like go into the relationship like very like, it's not like it's obviously it's not its best place, but that's because of like your possessiveness and like restrictions you place on other people.
I agree that it's, like, a tendency, but I just don't think that's, like, for most people. You know, I agree that that's, like, a trend, something that does happen, but I just don't think that's, like, a most people thing.
I think it is, because I think like maybe in our society, right, it's very like a lot of our values stem from like Christianity, right?
Mhm.
And Christianity is all about like, in how most people think about it and how it's practiced, like
Mhm.
very toxic Christianity is you place a lot of restrictions on the person out of fear like you're not gonna be like close to God, right? This is going to different part.
Okay,
Okay. But I'm getting back to it. It's like those like values are so core to us, right? And like even at the start, we were both being like, I don't know, I feel weird like following like a porn star, right? Even though we don't have any problem with other people doing it, right? But for ourselves, like we have this, I don't know, under like, oh shit, we have to end soon.
Okay.
Like subconscious like shame surrounding
Mhm.
stuff that like we're not supposed to like, you know.
Mhm.
Like it's not like you can openly say like, oh yeah, I really like this video I saw. It was like Bang Bros, like, you know, like hella like intense orgy or something like, you
Hey,
know.
let me send this to my bros. Like,
Exactly. That's not something like you're saying right off the bat, you know. And like we do have this subconscious shame, even though we wouldn't place it on other people, right? And I feel like that like conversation at the beginning is like kind of like, even though we don't intentionally do that, like when we get into relationships, I mean, we'll intentionally do so. Like we have these ideas like where we don't want to be almost honest with ourselves. Like we have this subconscious like desire to do that. This might just be a Western like Christian country kind of like conversation, because I don't know, but like this is how I see it in our society, like where you are like naturally just possessive at the beginning.
what you just said, like, I agree with completely, but with one key difference. Like, what you said, it's one partner placing those restrictions on another. I see it as they're placing it on themselves. It's like they both agree with these Christian values. They both are agreeing to place this on themselves, you know? It's like that's something they're doing within themselves, not putting upon another person.
I think it could be both though. I think you can both like put these restrictions on yourself and put it on another person. And that's the real like putting restrictions on yourself. That's a toxic part of a relationship, right? Because you don't voice like what you're restricting, you know, and you kind of feel like a lot of like guilt attached to it, right? But like I think you can still do that on your partner, right?
I don't know.
And I think I don't know. I just find that is people's tendency, right?
I don't know. I completely agree with you that it is a tendency. I just don't think that's most people's, you know?
Really, I don't know. I feel like that is. I I think it is most people's. Right? I think there are healthy people who don't do that, and that's great. But I don't think they're the majority of people.
I don't know. I think it really just depends on how the person is.
Like, because what, like, okay, how we think of like what majority is. So then soon. How we think of like what majority is and like the ideal person, right? Is that like we look in like other aspects of society, right?
Mhm.
Like when I was talking about shame earlier and stuff, and like how it's like subconscious almost, like isn't like are those like values like we have subconsciously? Is that not the majority of what is like taught? Not taught, but like, you know, subconsciously like taught to people because they're like a societal like standards or whatever.
Yes, I suppose. Yeah.
So like, is that not like indicative of like representing a majority of people?
Yes.
I'm looking at people very cynically, right, in this conversation. But I think that is true. Like, I think it is like good to view it in that sense because like these like the majority values, right? They influence like the majority of people, right?
Yeah, and I agree with you like on the level of shame.
Uh-huh.
But you know, whenever it comes to like a general trend of like, you know, putting restrictions on your partner and stuff.
But don't they have those values and do they not act on them?
I don't really get what you're trying to say. It's like I feel like in a relationship is part restriction. It's you are exclusive with this one person now. Not every relationship, but you know, on some level, in every relationship is restriction in some form. You know, even just a label is restriction.
Yeah,
saying we are this. But
does that not influence us though? Like when we are in a relationship?
It does, but I don't think that necessarily means that we are going to be possessive. I don't think.
But you just said like getting into a relationship is naturally restrictive, right?
By definition.
By definition, right? So is that not like that definition is not like I try to think like when I think about this, I think of like other cultures and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like in other cultures, it's very common to have like multiple wives and stuff, and there's like less restrictiveness there, right? Mm-hmm. Is that like and so like. If you were to ask someone in like one of those countries where it's like very common to have a lot of wives, would you ask that person and be like, oh, like naturally like a relationship is restrictive? And he's like, what the hell are you talking about? Like I just got my 8th wife or something and like we're having our 20th kid. You know, like that's not like I'm not judging that like society and stuff because that was what they were like that is the norm in their country, right? Yeah. And so the norms of their country, they act on them, right? It's not like he's being like, oh yeah, like I'm talking about the majority of people. I know there's like a minority like in those countries like where they're like, no, I don't agree with this and I think it's wrong. Like I actually like want it to be more restrictive and like, you know what I'm saying? Like those people are not the majority though because like why do we even know that? Because the people who have like, I hope I'm not like coming across as like dismissive of these cultures and stuff. Like I think it's completely fine for other cultures to have like multiple wives or like multiple husbands even, right? To have that because that is what is socially acceptable in their country, right? What is socially not acceptable in our country is like you know what I'm saying? Like we think of like relationship as restrictive, right? And that does that not represent the majority of people? Yes. And we talked about how shame is like so subconscious in all of us. Not all of us, but like the majority of people, right?
Yes.
Between you and me and like we don't find it normal to just follow porn stars, right?
Yes.
Because we think porn is bad inherently or like you know, like some subconscious level, right? Mm-hmm. That is like, so those majority values, right? Does that not extend when you get into a relationship where you want to be more restrictive, you want to be more possessive? Because that's like, those are key values, right?
I don't know. I don't think you can generalize in the same way. It's like, what you're saying is very natural feelings of like shame and like, what was the other one? Sorry?
Like, I guess almost like guilt almost, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. Like very natural feelings, but it's like, I feel like possession is almost more of an action. All right, we really got to wrap it. But my point is, I just want to say, it's like with those other cultures you were talking about, I feel like they enter into like a social contract almost, where it's like.
But that is a social contract.
I know. It's just like it's a different one where it's like both parties know, you know, what they're getting into, and I feel like there's still restriction there.
No, but that is but see that they represent a majority of the people, right? Like, you know, in countries where that is socially acceptable, right? That represents a majority of the people. Like they want, like you would ask like a majority of the people in their country and be like, oh, do you think like having multiple wives is wrong? They'd be like, no, That's part of our culture. you
Yeah,
know.
but you said it's like, oh, the man in that instance wouldn't see that as restrictive.
no.
I think so. I think that in a way it's like it's just I don't know. I'm trying to form a thought. Okay, we gotta wrap it because they set the timers now.
Okay.
So I don't know. All right, thank you for watching Cafe.
Phobia.
See you later. I don't know. I see that as still restriction in a way because like you're still entering a relationship with someone, even if you can have multiple relationships. You know, like I see polyamory as restrictive. Okay. Because that's still like a relationship. Like on a base level, your relationship is restricted.